evening. Manchester City. Nick Steele, Dick Turpin. A 1-0 away win at a very valiant and, listen, well hard fought Everton team. I'm not going to lie. We've just sat back and watched 98 minutes of absolute emotional torture. We're going to get into it. I'm going to let a few people come in, and then we'll get into the nuts and the bolts of what we've just seen from Goodison Park. Yes, social media is in meltdown. Yes, Manchester City got away with one. Yes, I will explain why, because VAR have now come out. Chris Kavanagh, who was the VAR referee today over at Stockley Park, has now explained why. And I will explain all about the green area and the red area. And where we're at moving forward. But yeah, Manchester City, steal. And I can't put it any other way. Yeah, steal. But don't forget, that's what champions do. That's what champions do. Jay Fresh, hello, mate. Long time no speak. I hope you are okay, Jay. Absolute hope Canada's doing you well, mate. And it is great to see you on here. Sean, win's a win, mate. I wouldn't say it was very good. It's very good in terms of 3 points. That's about as good as it was, if I'm honest. Cal Blundell, I'm gutted for you, mate, personally, because I know you didn't deserve that. Jay's in the chat. I presume Jay's been at the game or on his way back from Goodison at the moment. Jay can probably tell us. It started off, it was a very emotional day all round. Playing, He's My Brother out over the PA system at Goodison Park while the Ukrainian flags and T-shirts were being waved. Zinchenko in a flood of tears. And then the game began.
Hey Martin, I just wanted to say something before you get into the main body of everything. I'm not going to talk about what's going on in the world. Calm down. What I want to stress to everybody is we played ugly. We weren't great. We might have got away with a massive something that occurred in the second half of the game. What I would say is, though, that 3 points that we've just taken at Goodison Park, whether we deserved the 3 points, whether we played well enough for the 3 points, no matter how we got those 3 points today, I have to stress that 3 points was absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Now, I will stress to you all that when the record books are written, when the trophies are handed out, if we do win the Premier League this season and all the rest of it, nobody is going to remember, other than City fans, how well or how badly we got the 3 points. But the fact still remains that the 3 points that we got today against an excellent Everton team, the credit, I could gush for hours about the quality of this Everton team. How the hell they're in relegation trouble, I've no idea, other than bad managers and all the rest of it. But Frank Lampard does seem to have them on some sort of decent path, and good luck to them. But the 3 points today was absolutely massive. That cannot be underlined enough, how massive the 3 points was today. We were looking beaten, we were looking battered, bruised, and all the rest of it after the Tottenham game. Liverpool were getting cocky. Listen, the title race is still very much alive. We've still got to play Liverpool at Main Road, at the Etihad. We've still got to play Manchester United at the Etihad. We've still got to play West Ham away. We've still got to play Wolves. Look, the title race is still well and truly a thing. But the 3 points today was, again, I'll say it, Martin, what's the word I'm going to use? Martin's not with me, never mind. Absolutely massive is the word for that 3 points today, Martin. Absolutely massive.
I would say that's what champions do today. Now, I'm going to give you a complimentary sandwich, to call it. Because that is the only way. That was a game of two halves. First half, can I just make a point? Wrong 11 picks. Wrong 11 picks. Because what's really annoying about Pep Guardiola, as Rob has said, and yes, we have won a game, but what we do here on the channel, we are realists, we are honest, we don't Billy bullshit or happy clapper. Yes, it is a massive, huge with a capital H, 3 points. Massive. Especially the way that game went. But you still have to look at it. Was that the right 11? No. Have we changed the way as Pep decided, you know what, everything's going great, I'm going to change it. Yes, he has. Bernardo Silva has suddenly gone from one of the best centre mids in the whole of this season to suddenly being banged out onto the right wing. Madness. Yeah. And I'm sorry, it is, sadly, to get Kevin De Bruyne into this team. It is. It really is. And I love Kevin De Bruyne. He's up there with David Silva, Aguero, Fernandinho, Colin Bell, everyone for me. But I'm sorry, age is showing. And right now, in this system, KDB looks a little bit too slow for it at times. But, and Rodri, sorry, without that safety net, and I'll call it a safety net, Bernardo Silva, Rodri is back to being Plodri. He's back to being Del Boy's little brother. Simple as. Because he was shocking today. Shocking. You know, sorry. Gundogan did okay. He kept trying. There was balls. The whole midfield today, Chris, was bad. The whole midfield was bad. I don't get the Mahrez not playing. That baffled me. Mahrez is in fine form. Since he's come back from the AFCON, that man has come back with a chip on his shoulder to prove a point. And my word, has he proved a point. And then he's benched. Sterling, I'll be straight with you, looked lost today. Bernardo, I've said it in the watch along, I'll say it today. He looked like a lost puppy without a leader or a microchip. He just looks lost. Looks lost. And we're talking about one of the world's best midfielders here in Bernardo Silva.
I'm going to talk you through the tactics of it all. And then I will return back to Martin. 2 or 3 years ago, when Manchester City were playing opposition, and I've said this before, and I'm sorry if you're hearing this again, but I need to say it again. 2 or 3 years ago, when Manchester City were playing against opposition, they hadn't figured us out yet. They were a lot more open, they were a lot less defensive. And Manchester City had Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané and Sergio Aguero. And Kevin De Bruyne looked incredible. He could spray the ball all over the pitch, had plenty of time, plenty of space and everything to do his game. And he is one of the best passers of the ball over 20, 30, 40, 50 yards you will ever see play football. And it is a true delight to watch him play. But it isn't 2 or 3 years ago anymore. Leroy Sané is not at the club anymore. Sergio Aguero is not at the club anymore. And Raheem Sterling plays a completely different game. And not only that, the opposition that we face all know how we play and how to play against us. They play deep, they play defensively, they close the lines. And Kevin De Bruyne, as good as he is, good as he is as a footballer, a true global superstar, doesn't do the game in 5-10 yard spaces. The last player, other than Ilkay Gundogan, who we'll get to in a minute, the last player that we truly had that could play in between the lines, on somebody's shoulder, off somebody's shoulder, in space where there was no space, was David Silva. David Silva's not at the club anymore. The closest approximation we've got to David Silva is Ilkay Gundogan, which is why Ilkay Gundogan needs to be the first choice in our midfield. There is a caveat to that, and the caveat is that statistically, when Kevin De Bruyne and Ilkay Gundogan and Rodri play together, the midfield's too slow in the transition and we lose 56% of the games with that midfield combination. The correct midfield combination given the factors that I've laid out to you about how the fact that Sane's not here and Aguero's not here anymore, and how opposition teams play compressed, narrow, and in between the lines, you need to play Ilkay Gundogan. You need to play Bernardo Silva in that midfield three. If you don't play the combination of Ilkay Gundogan and Bernardo Silva, we struggle to get through the lines. Our defence is exposed because we do not have the legs in midfield without Bernardo Silva, and there is no link-up play between the midfield and the attack, which is exactly what we saw again today, which is exactly what we saw against Tottenham. Now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I praised Pep Guardiola. I praised him. And I said Pep Guardiola has found the correct formula and stuck with it all season. And then Tottenham happened, and he changed his mind. He pulled a classic Pep Guardiola manoeuvre. And it has to be called out because that midfield combination of Ilkay Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri makes everybody look weaker. And it makes us more exposed. It makes our defence look worse. It makes Rodri look worse. Rodri today looked like a clown in normal people's shoes. Out of place. Okay? That is not how you do it, Pep Guardiola. You know that's not how you do it because you've shown us that you know how you do it. So stop with this nonsense. Right, the big question that comes from that is, Rob, you can't just drop Kevin De Bruyne. Correct. He has to play at number 10. Until we figure out a new style of football, until we've had a rebuild of the squad in the summer, you either drop Kevin De Bruyne or you play him at number 10. You do not waste the assets at your disposal. You do not bang bloody Bernardo Silva out on the left wing, leave Mahrez on the bench and put Kevin De Bruyne in the middle with Ilkay Gundogan. You don't do it. No. Now, that being said, Everton had our number today. They were brilliant. Defensively, they were well organised. They were a little bit rough. We don't like it that rough. I thought the young lad Gordon, yeah, I know Pep Guardiola's never going to drop Kevin De Bruyne. I know. But guess what, Scotty? When he did drop him, which he did do this season, we were so much better for it. Whether you like it or not. Look, it's a bitter pill to swallow. Bitter pill to swallow. We love Kevin De Bruyne. Team's better without him. It's borne out in statistics. Everybody looks worse when we don't play the combination in midfield of Gundogan, Bernardo, Rodri. It's just a fact. Martin?
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes football has to move on. And as fans we have to move on. Doesn't mean you forget them. Doesn't mean you we're not putting KDB in the bin here. We're saying, like Rob said, put KDB somewhere else. But don't take out the key that has unlocked so many doors this year. And then take that key and try and use somebody else's key to unlock a door when you've got the correct key out on the wing. Bernardo Silva has been that key all season. There's been games where we have literally been in a bit of a sticky situation, and Bernardo Silva has helped. Rodri, I'm sorry. Listen, I have been one of Rodri's biggest backers. And I'm sorry, people think I have agendas. I don't. I back players until I can no longer back them. But what I've seen from Rodri lately is he needs that. He needs that hand being held in the midfield. So do you know what? Maybe it's for another thing. Maybe Declan Rice isn't so bad after all. Because maybe Declan Rice and Rodri might work together. I don't know. That's another talk for another time. Rodri clearly cannot do it on his own. And maybe that's what Pep's trying. Maybe Pep's thinking, you know what? I fancy Declan Rice. I'm going to try with Bernardo and see what happens. And then he can play Bernardo as the 10 when KDB sadly moves on. Or goes wherever he wants to do. But that's for another time, another day, another stream. But the simple fact is today, Everton, hold your head up high. Gordon, man of the match for me for Everton, outstanding. Caused John Stones issues, not because John Stones played crap, but because Gordon was allowed to come through because there was no midfield there to stop the balls every time. Listen, what we got to stop doing, what really bothered me about first half is we changed our whole game plan. Not just personnel, but the whole game. We were launching 30-yard balls to nowhere. We were panicking. We were just, if in doubt, get it out. And it made no sense. And you sat there and you're going, why are we doing this? We've never been Everton were playing tiki-taka football around us. And we were sat there going, bing, bosh. And like, what? What's going on? That's not us. That's not us. I meant Rice as an example, Sean. But the simple fact of the matter is, first half, Pep Guardiola, sorry, you got it wrong. Simple. There was a fine line between madman and genius. A fine line. And today, I'm sorry, Pep's went and leaned into the madman territory. But to be a genius, you have to be kind of a madman. Sorry, but you do. You have to take it. But a win like that. Now, I'll come on to the goal in the second half, and I'm going to come on to, I want to go on to this Rodri issue, the handball, because there has been a statement from the VAR, Chris Kavanagh, who was in charge at Stockley Park. What's been said is, now, what happened is, I said it wasn't offside, nothing to do with offside. And what's happened is Sky and a few other media outlets have not shown the correct angle for it all. But two things. There is such a thing as green area and red area on a handball. And the way they view it is, so you have your shirt. You have your shirt with short sleeves. They view it as anything below into the arm on the short sleeve is known as the red area, meaning penalty. Anything up from the sleeve upwards is green area. There was a little bit of contentious because Rodri, listen, he was guilty. You could see it on his face. He looked like a kid who'd been caught with his hand in a cookie jar. He looked bang to rights. Bang to rights. And he was going down for 20 years. You could see it. He's like, oh, God, I've done it here. Straight away, in the referee, finger wagging. But, two things. Chris Kavanagh has come out and said there was not conclusive evidence. There was not conclusive evidence. Key word there, conclusive evidence, to say it was in the red area. Now, we've seen it from 2 or 3 angles. Bit weird why Paul Taylor didn't go over to the monitor. Don't understand why that didn't happen. But then if you watch, Paul Taylor does that. Hand in the air and does that. That's offside. So then look at another replay that has now been shown, because Sky didn't want to show it to you, by the way, because Sky are having a crying a bitch and a moan at the moment because of the simple facts is they don't like us. So they're not going to show it. But apparently the ball that was played through to Richarlison was offside in the build-up by about 2 or 3 yards, which then makes you think, well, why wasn't the VAR on the offside and then goes to the penalty? But they went straight. Anyway, VAR, whether we have or we haven't, we got away with one. Pep Guardiola has come out and said he's been told it was offside. But he was told it was an offside before the penalty, before listen. Manchester City, second half, played better. They were the better team. Absolutely the better team. Everton tired because they tried their backsides off. Tried their bollocks off, Everton. And you know what? They should get like that every time because they should not be in a relegation battle fighting like that. And hopefully Leeds and Brentford, they will get back down. But listen, I'll be straight with you. Liverpool have got away with many, many one. Mo Salah goes down with a brisk of a wind. He's down on the floor. Liverpool, TAA or Trent Alexander-Arnold got away with one when we went to Anfield. We've been to Anfield and been cheated many times. Let's go back to the Champions League game when Leroy Sané scored a perfectly good goal and it was disallowed for offside. But then the replay showed that it came off James Milner. I can go on and on and on and on and on. Teams get away with stuff. You know, what I say to Liverpool is be better in the early part of the season, and then you might not have this issue. Be better. Don't get beat by the likes of Leicester and then have a chat. Don't draw games. Listen, this ain't over. We're not singing tonight. We are champions. This is not over. We've still got Liverpool at the Etihad. We've still got the Rags next week. It's a derby. Anything that can happen. We've still got to go to Wolves. Still got to go to West Ham. Still got to go to Leeds. This ain't over. United have got to play Liverpool. Liverpool have got to play Chelsea. They've got to. There's so much to go yet. This is going to be swings and roundabouts. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow in the cup final. Could that affect Chelsea if they get beat? Liverpool if Chelsea beat them? We don't know. It's all if buts and maybes. Look at the cold hard facts. And right now, we're 6 clear. That's simple of it. You know, do we need a bit of a change next season? Yes. Is Pep Guardiola stupid enough to not think that? Of course he's not. Am I, like Rob said last week, could Pep be doing certain stuff to prove a point to the board? Possibly. Pep's not stupid. City are cheats and so are Liverpool, but never mind. You beat us in the Champions League for the simple fact because you got cheated out when Sane got his goal disallowed. Oh, and also when, you know, Trent Alexander-Arnold handballed it in the area. Do you want me to go on? Or Salah has a brisk, you know, has a wave of wind and he goes down like he'd been shot. So don't come on here, Liverpool fans, giving it the big un when 99% of you can't find Liverpool on a map. You haven't got a clue where Anfield is. You've never been. You're talking to Manchester City fans who have season ticket week in, week out. So don't come at me. I support my club. You support your club from miles away, never been. You know, deal with it. You moan about everything. Every time you get beat, there's an injustice. You know what I mean? Cry me a river. Just deal with it. Get on with it. Be a better team in the opening parts of the season. You won't be in this issue. But then again, you spend no money because Alisson and Van Dijk and everyone else came on freeze, didn't they? Don't tell Salah that he's the best player in the world and then cry because he wants £500,000 a week when the best players in the world are on 800 grand, 900 grand a week. If you're going to tell him he's the best player in the world, pay it like him then. Don't bitch and moan and then offer him 2 Twixes. So shut up and get on with it. It's going to be a fight to the death, or not to the death, till the end. And it'll be a good fight. And whoever's the champion is the champion. Did we possibly get away with one today? Yeah, and I don't even mean a penalty because we didn't play well. But unlike a lot of Liverpool fans, we can admit we didn't play well. We hold our hands up. We didn't play well. But anyway, let's talk about the goal. You have Michael Keane, who had actually had an half-decent game, and Coleman. And the back line of Everton had been a brick wall all game. And it was literally going to take an error. It was going to take an error. Because even though we'd had a lot of the ball second half, we'd had half chances. Kevin De Bruyne's chance in that second half, parried. Bernardo Silva, great save by Pickford. Great challenge by Van der Beek. I'm telling you now, the Van der Beek substitution helped us because him going off changed Everton's game. Van der Beek getting cramp or whatever he did when he made that last-ditch challenge on Foden. Listen. But no, by the way, if you want to talk about cheat, maybe have a look at the follow-through from Van der Beek on Foden on that challenge, but never mind. But anyway, we can carry on. Richarlison, sorry, disappointed him today. Thought he was a dive-over merchant. Thought he dived at everything. Fell over, bitched and moaned and complained. But other than that, impressed with Everton. Gordon, big future in the game if he carries on. So Everton needs to hold it on. But the ball come in. Phil Foden, second half, was probably our best player moving forward. The most inventive, the most attacking. And listen, it came off Keane. People got offside. Don't really matter because no, the offside rule. It came off Keane, so he's not offside. And he puts it in the net, and you see the pressure, the emotion, the love it takes on them all. And we got it done. And we win 1-0. Listen, football teams can play bad and win games. It's football. It's football. So don't come on here and attack us and have a go at us and bitch and moan at us, because do you know what? On here, you'll get honesty. Did we deserve to probably win that game? No. Did we win the game? Yeah. That's football. Have Liverpool won games they shouldn't have done? Yes. Have Liverpool sort of had decisions go their way? Yes. Many times. But you won't admit it. We admit it. And I don't even mean the decision. We played bad today, but we grounded it out. We got away with one. We go on to the derby, and I tell you what, you think we're nervous now. Wait till next week. We've got the derby. So your dream of Gerrard dancing across the 80-yard pitch like David Pleat and Coutinho banging one from 30 yards in the top corner, hold on to that dream. Hold on to that dream. Go to bed at night and cuddle it. Cuddle it. Cuddle it like a newborn puppy. Not too tight, you'll hurt it. But cuddle it. Cuddle it. I was going to say something else, but I won't say that because it's disrespectful. But just see what happens. Keep your dream. Keep that dream. But also find out where Anfield is first and go to a match or two. Then come and have a chat with us. Because we go to games. I've been to games for nearly 40 years. So, yeah, don't come at us. Because we've been there, done that, got the T-shirt, signed everything else 3 times over as probably you've been alive. Yeah? Anyway, Rob, over to you. If Rob's still there. He might have disappeared. Oh, before Rob comes in, let me give you some statistics on the game today. Possession-wise, Manchester City had 68% of possession.
Yeah, no graphic, Martin, sorry.
Pardon?
Just no graphic.
All right, no, don't worry. 13 shots from City, 6 from Everton. Don't forget, by the way, in the first half, that was higher for Everton. Shots 8, Everton 2, which shows you how dominant we were second half. 4 corners to 3, 14 fouls by City, 7 by Everton. And don't forget, by the way, little stat for all the City fans out there who think, oh, don't worry, that was not a great first half. That was our lowest ever expected goal rate of the season. Our lowest ever expected goals return. So clearly there was an issue first half. There was an issue. But you know what? I said there would be. Because mentally, and think about this, mentally, scoring an equaliser at home in the 90th minute and then in the 91st minute going and losing at home. Do you not think that mentally gets to you? Do you not think them players are like, urgh? So, do you know what? Maybe let's big up the players as well sometimes. Let's think, do you know what? They've come back from a mental block today. They've come back from a mental block because some teams could have gone damn under today the way Everton played. Because Everton, hold your head high. Hold your head high. You did your manager. You did your fans. You did your Ukrainian contingent proud. Anyway. Me dumb. I just get very emotional sometimes.
What was today's win, Martin?
Massive! Huge!
Oh, he got there.
Have we got some Liverpool fans in the chat, Rob? But you got to admit, Rob, think about it. Just think that mental block they'd have had last week. From equalising and then scoring and then going conceding to come back. And even after that first half where we were crap. Listen, we know we've been crap. First half. Sorry. What do you want me to say? We were fantastic. We were resilient. With a resolute, sorry. Give over. What's Chris Baker arguing with here? What's going on in the chat? I'm trying to stay out of it.
Well, Martin, see, that's it, Big Morgan, mate. I was trying to be with you, Big Morgan. I was trying to give Martin his space and let him speak, but then he had to start reading the chat, and now he's in the mud. Rescue yourself, Martin. Get out of that mud.
Get out of the mud, quite simple. Listen, next week, we go again. The Manchester Derby. We are going to have one hell of a build-up this week. Don't forget. By the way, we've got the FA Cup on Tuesday. Got Peterborough. We're now in a section where we're bouncing every 3 days. See, now the opposite of this, by the way, what I will say, the opposite of what I've just said is mentally remember, 91st minute, after 30 seconds of equalising beforehand, we got beat. Today we played bad and won. So this could have the other way around. And you know what now? We get in, we have a little rest. We play some of the young lads on Tuesday, hopefully, touch wood. McAtee, Palmer, Delap might get a game. And we rest some of our boys that need it. And do you know what, Pep? Little saying, and there's an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You went on a 12 or 13 game unbeaten winning run. And then mad scientist has to get his chemicals set out again and start playing. Stop it. Players with 11 games left, if they're good enough, they'll do it in training. If they ain't doing it in training and they knock on your door, you know what you say? Start proving it to me. Until you prove it to me, you're not playing. Don't just do it because someone's having a bitch and a moan and knocking on your door. Tough. Anyway. Oh, Robbie's very much. Oh, anyway. Listen, great 3 points. Great 3 points. That's what champions do. Play bad and win. But Everton, big up. Big up to Cal. I hope he's had a great day. And every Everton fan, do you know what? You should be proud. You did football proud today, all of you. Singing, standing behind, he's my brother. That, even go back to the watch along that I did. Even I was emotional for a minute watching Zinchenko. There's bigger things in this world, and football takes you away from this little thing that's going on in the world. This big thing, sorry. I won't play it down. This big thing that's going on in the world. This disastrous thing that's going on in the world. Because there are some evil bastards in this world. And I will swear, and I'm sorry. I don't normally swear, and you know I don't, but there's some evil, evil people in this world. And if we can come away for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and put a smile on your face and let people remember we are together. And together is how we beat these things. Everton won't go down. Everton won't go down. They've shown enough today, enough fight, enough spirit, enough quality. Like I said, Van de Beek going off was a big issue for Everton. That last-ditch challenge unfolded, saved Everton, and also, but it lost them the game. That last-ditch challenge from Van de Beek unfolded and lost them the game because Van de Beek had to go off. Had to go off. And watch the game, it changed. Sterling did what Sterling does. Sterling does that. He has peaks and troughs. Today was a trough. Wasn't in the game. Bernardo Silva wasn't in the game. KDB was in kind of the game by the second half. First half, not in the game. The back line, John Stones struggled against Gordon, but again, because of the midfield. Because that midfield was all at sea. Gundogan tried, but he can't do it. You need Bernardo Silva there. Put Bernardo in the middle. Please, Pep, for the derby, please just go back to Bernardo Silva. Play Kevin. Play him as the false 9. Play him as the 10. Just don't play Bernardo Silva on the wing. He's a waste. It's a waste. Put him with Rodri. Just, yeah. Definitely pray for the UK, Zoe. Absolutely. If you've not hit a like on the video, please hit a like. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. There's nearly 30 people on. We've only got 18 likes. Please give it a thumbs up. It is free, but it does mean a lot for this new channel. We are trying to get to 500 as quick as we can because we are a family all here. Walker's been punished at the minute. You'll notice this with Pep. Walker's been punished. Walker is being punished, and Walker has to learn that behaviour and mistakes continuously this season, which he has, comes with a consequence. And we'll see what happens with that one. But like I said, in the summertime, that's for another conversation. I think there'll be a little bit of a revamp. Small, not a big one, not major heart surgery, but I think there'll be a little bit of surgery going on. So yes, definitely. The media. Now, the problem is, Shedders, there's a reason behind that. I know Chris said it generally. The referee puts his hand up, does that, tells everyone offside, but then Sky didn't show it ever again. And what's happened is Chris Kavanagh, who was the VAR official over at Stockley Park or wherever it is now, St. George's Park or wherever. I think it's moved from Stockley Park now, hasn't it? I said that there wasn't enough conclusive evidence to show that there was handball. That's bullshit. There was. I know they have this green arm, red arm section. Anything below the t-shirt, short sleeve t-shirt onto the arm is red. Sorry, is green. Is green. Anything above it is red. So sorry, that's garbage for me. But if you look at then a replay that was shown, Richarlison was offside. And Kavanagh's thing. So I've only just seen that. So it's creeping out slowly. Listen, for the first 45 minutes, because Pep Guardiola's now come out in his post-match and said he was told by the fourth official and other people there that it was offside, and that's why it wasn't given. Because the referee even indicates that. Paul Taylor gives that indication anyway. Walker's last season, yes, sadly I do think it will be. I think definitely it will be. Jay, take care. Sorry you didn't go to, mate. Good luck in your new job. If we sign Ireland, we'll have to change. Not really, no. We'll have to change our style for Ireland because we carry on what we do, but with Haaland, because Haaland's not just stands in the box like a lamppost. Haaland will be mobile like Aguero was. He is doing it. His chest never touched his arm. I'm going to get you some new glasses, Stephen Dempster. Do you wear glasses, if you don't mind me asking? Mahrez, no. Tuesday night, would I play Mahrez? Not sure. We'll talk about that we'll come live back on. We are going to do something on Tuesday. Don't forget, there will be a watch along at the Peterborough game. So don't forget, there will be a watch along. It is 7:15 kickoff on Tuesday. It's early kickoff. So I'll have to get in from work, go to my parents, and then get back. I probably won't be on an hour and a half before like normal.
But why not, Martin?
Because I've got to go to my parents after work as well. It's an early kickoff. It's 7:15. But I will be on before the game, and there will be a watch along. Minimum of half an hour before, but it may even be 40 minutes to an hour before. I do, Matt. Stephen Dempster wears glasses. He said it at his chest, Rob. Play Delap.
Listen, whatever.
But yeah, listen. Just ignore it. Let the live. Listen, if Liverpool fans weren't worried, they wouldn't bitch and moan about that today. Think of it that way. You don't bitch and moan about something you don't care about. You know what I mean? Listen, we're not meant. Haaland is going to become a a non-talkative zone until we
It could
get
be
down
killed.
that road. You know, because what we're not doing, we're not going to keep going, Haaland's coming, and then he rocks up to Real Madrid in 7 weeks. We're not doing that. Listen, Everton, I think they will stay up. They deserve to stay up. But you watched that today. Van de Beek was the key to all that today. Van de Beek going off helped us. It made them suffer a little bit. Thought Van de Beek and that Gordon, because they took Gordon off as well, didn't they? Which was surprising. If I'm honest with you, thought Lampard. But sometimes that can be. You remember, Lampard's not been a manager for very long. He's not been a manager for long. So he's going to make mistakes.
There's a song by a wonderful Manchester-ish band called James called Getting Away With It. Google it, listen to it. It's a beautiful song. We got away with it today. I don't care whether it spun up his sleeve, whether it tickled his nipples, whatever it did. Yeah? If that would have been in the other area and it would have been bloody Damari Gray or whatever doing that, we'd all be going fucking ballistic. So I'm saying we got away with it. Forget the offside thing, whatever, letter of the law, blah, 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 blah. Liverpool will be having meltdown after meltdown after meltdown over it. United will join in the meltdown because they think they're a big club. Who gives a shit? Chelsea is now poorer than Woking. Good stuff. Let's hope the world doesn't end before the fucking the FA Cup game on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope that Ukraine does everything it can to batter the fuck out of those fucking bastards. And I'm sorry, Russian mothers, but your son signed up for a fucking megalomaniacal twat. And if they die on Ukrainian soil, they die for the wrong reason. Russian soldiers, go home to your mothers. Russian citizens, get fucking protesting. Manchester City got away with one today. Don't protest over that. But, Martin,
don't say you want a penalty.
But Martin, 3 points against Everton today. Massive.
Yeah.
Fact.
Massive. And it's great. And if you are a Russian who's going to protest, good luck. You are brave. But unfortunately, if you are Russian and there's only one thing to blame, you need to look at home. Sorry. I'm afraid that's the way it is in these situations. God bless the Ukrainians. Heart and love are with you. Thoughts are with you. You know, I will say pray.
And hopefully a shitload more Stinger missiles will be with you soon as well, boys. Because it's turned out that Germany wanted to put on its big boy pants and wanted to be on the right side of history for once.
Yeah. Keep fighting.
We can't be there with you physically because then Putin and his fucking reprobates start pressing fucking buttons. But goddamn, we're going to equip the fuck out of you. We are helping, Zohab. Don't be so naive. We are helping. With military aid, with medical aid, with food, with money, we are helping. What you need to realise is if British soldiers or French soldiers or NATO soldiers set foot on Ukrainian soil, Putin starts getting trigger happy with big red buttons.
And then you are at WWE.
So we are doing everything we can right now. We are helping.
We're doing what we possibly can.
Anyway, Manchester City got away with one against Everton, took 3 points against Everton when the history... Hopefully we'll all still be alive for the history books to be written. And
more importantly, we're 6 clear.
We're 6 clear, technically 3, whatever. Let's assume Liverpool win their games. This season is actually... 3-4 weeks ago, all of the absolute waffle merchants and all of the idiots who support crap clubs who aren't competitive... We're moaning. Stephen Dempsey, it can't happen, mate. I'm not going to get into it. I'll start a Rob's Military channel where I can explain to you why, but not on this channel. 6-7 weeks ago, all the idiots were moaning that City treat this like a farmers' league and blah, 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 whatever. It's game on, baby. And we're in the driving seat. Got what you wanted.
Don't forget, by the way, join us tomorrow for the 20. It has been one hell of a weekend of Premier League action.
You know what? And on the 20th tomorrow, I know that we like to rotate guests, but I think we deserve to give our little Scouse AA batteries a little bit of a voice tomorrow, because he deserves to talk about how good his Everton team were today. So join us tomorrow for the 20th. Thank you for joining us this evening. Please learn how lucky you are and actually do some research and look up facts. There ain't anyone getting involved in it. There's NATO ain't going into Ukraine. Nobody's going into Ukraine. Doesn't matter how fucking hard we are, or how many tanks we've got, or how many troops we've got. Ain't nobody going in there, because the Tsar bomb will kill fucking 5 million people, and guess what? They've got over 1,000 of them. So forget it. It ain't happening. City were fucking massive. We got 3 points.
Massive. Is that my massive ball?
That is your.
That sounded.
That's now a meme. That's a meme. Yeah, that's a meme. Right. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Love your family. Cherish your family. Love your friends. And be grateful that you live in the free fucking world. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. See you on the 20th tomorrow. I'm back.
Massive.
He could have been killed. He could have been killed.
Bye, Martin.